Okay. So profit and loss up to 5 we have completed in the last class yesterday, and today we'll start from the sixth problem. And sixth problem, just read this and start doing it. So what is given is for 3 years interest is given, that is simple interest. 1400, it becomes 1727 in 3 years. And what is it, the interest rate is not given here, which you have to find out. And given that if the interest rate, whatever is existing, if it increases by 4%, what would be the sum after 3 years? Yes? So how will you do this? You know that simple interest for every year it is going to be same. If it is compound interest, it will change. But for simple interest, every year the interest is going to be same. So what you can do here is you just try to calculate for you have to calculate for 1 year what is the interest. Either way you can do it. You can just consider this and find out the rate of interest by putting PNR by 100, or else what I can do is you just take the difference. 1727 is a sum after 3 years, and 1400 is a principal. So how much is the interest? What is the interest in?
3,000.
Can you see the board now? Can you see the board? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Then I don't have to close it. I can just minimize and then get back again. So 327 becomes your interest, right? Because you know that this 1727 is a sum after 3 years, and the principal which is given in the problem is 1400. So this 327 is nothing but the interest part which has come in 3 years. So if 3 years you are getting an interest of 327, in 1 year what will be the interest? In 3 years you are getting a interest of 327. So 1 year what will be the interest? So what you should do, as you know the simple interest is going to be same for all the years, calculate for 1 year. So it is going to be just divided by 3.
109.
109. Good. So that is, you just have to divide this 327 by 3, and find out. This is 109. So this becomes the interest for 1 year. Okay. So you can also find the interest rate. So what is the interest rate now? So when you're saying that the principal is 1400 and your interest for 1 year, what you're getting is 109. So you can find the rate of interest. So can you find out the rate of interest? The rate of interest will be what? The interest which you're getting 109 is nothing but R percentage of the principal. The principal is 1400. Is it clear? When you calculate the interest for 1 year, see for example, if I say interest for 1 year is 10%, if your principal is 1400, if I say interest for 1 year is 10%, what will be the interest here? 140. After 1 year, you will be getting 140. Am I right? Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
So how do you calculate that? So when I say this is the thing given here, this is the interest you're obtaining after 1 year, and this is the principal. So you just have to take the rate, whatever the rate of interest is given, multiply into the principal. That gives you the interest. So that is what I have done here. The rate into the principal gives you the interest of 109. So what will be the R? What is going to be R? Just calculate into this. You can cancel here itself. So I don't have to go for this into. We can just cancel these two, and this 14 will come now. Keep it as such. Don't change it now. So rate of interest is 109 by 14. And what is given here is if the rate is increased by 4%. So what you are supposed to do? 109 by 14, whatever you have, add 4% to that. So what is it? 109. 4 into 14 is 56 divided by 14. How much is that? 165 by 14. Right? Is it clear? The new rate now, after you increase it by 4%, is 165 by 14. So this 165 by 14, what you are going to do now is, what is the question is, how much would the 1400 become in 3 years? So calculate that. In 3 years, what is this going to be? So the sum after 3 years is nothing but principal plus the interest. So what is the interest now? P into 3 years is already mentioned, and R is what? Okay, R, we'll just write it now. And now you do the same thing. Principal is 1400 plus here 1400 into 3 into 165 by 14 and into 100, of course. So calculate this. What is the answer? The 14 will get cancelled and this 100 will get cancelled with this. It is 3 into 165 plus 14. So what is 3 into 165? Just do it. 165 into 3. 5, 1. This is 18 plus 190. 1, 3 plus 1.
495, ma'am.
1890.
So when you add that along with this 1400, it's going to be
1895.
1895.
95. So that is your answer, right? Did you try this? It's only a little lengthy process, but otherwise it's not difficult. It's a direct problem only. Shall I go to the next one, or you are copying this? Hello?
Next sum, ma'am.
To tell that, right? 1 minute. Yeah. Read this one and tell me how to do this. Rupees 8,000 is invested in compound interest at the rate of 5%. Find the amount after 3 years. So you have the formula. It is a direct formula application. So what will you get? What's the formula?
PNR by 100.
Compound amount. They're asking find the amount. They didn't ask you for the interest. Last time I told you if you are calculating the interest, you have to subtract principal because the compound interest is not separately calculated. It's along with the principal. So here when you want compound amount, the formula is P into 1 plus R by 100 to the power n. That's it. Just apply this. So 8,000 into 1 plus 5 by
5 by
100
100.
to the power 3. So how can you do it in a simple way? I want to teach this in different way also. There are two methods here.
A plus B the whole cube.
Yeah, you can apply that. Otherwise, you can do this way. A plus B the whole cube. Again, you remember the formula. So better you strike up that this is going to be 20. And 1 plus 1 by 20 is how much? Someone has entered, just do it. 1 plus
21 by 20.
Just 1 minute.
1.05.
No, you don't keep it in that way. This is, as you said, 21 by 20, right? Because 1 plus 1 by 20 is going to be 21 by 20, and this is whole cube. So that means you're going to divide, just multiply this 3 times. That's it. So it will get cancelled. If you keep it as 1 point something, then it's going to be a little cumbersome. The 3 zeros, we can cancel with these 3 zeros. 2 into 2 into 2 is what?
4. 8, ma'am.
8. So
9,261.
So what you have is nothing but 21 cube. What is 21 cube?
9,261.
21 square, you know that, 441. I hope so you know that. So 30 into 21 when you do it, I'll just give you the shortcut for multiplying also. I don't know, maybe you can learn this if I had taught this in the class. Cross method. What you do here is multiply direct. I'm just doing it once, maybe later I'll explain how to do this. 1 into 1 is 1. And then 2 cross multiplication and adding. That is 4 into 1 is 4. 2 into 1 is 2. So 4 plus 2, 6. And then 3 cross multiplication. That is 4 into 1 is 4. 4 into 2 is 8. So 4 plus 8 is 12. 1 into 0 is 0. So we're not considering. I'll repeat again. What I do is I'm taking the cross multiplication. That is this extreme to this extreme and this in the middle, and then again extremes. So 4 into 1 is 4 plus this is 8 plus this is 0. So 4 plus 8 is 12. Write 2 here. 1 is a carry. Now you know that initially I started with 1, I did 2, then I did 3, then I had to go for 2 again. The 2, when I consider these two, cross multiplication. So 4 into 2 is 8, and this side is going to be 0. So there's only 8. 8 plus 1, 9. And then the last one more I had to do, that is 4 into 0, which is 0. So it is 9 to 1. Shall I repeat this, or is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'll just repeat. I'll finish up this one. Like suppose you have two numbers like 12 into 23 if you want to do it. Two numbers. So what you do, first you go only for one number multiplication. That is 2 into 3, 6. Then we go for 2 cross multiplication. That is this extreme into this extreme and this extreme into this extreme and then add it. 3 plus 4, 7.
7.
And then again, after, see, it's like a binomial expression you do, or you can say this way. First 1, then 2, then again 1. So 1 into 2 is 2. This is the answer, right? So when you go for 3, is a similar kind. What I do is first I'll take only one of this. Then I'll consider these two as a cross multiplication. Then I'll consider all the 3 as a cross multiplication. Again, I'm shifting towards this side. 3 is over, then again I have to go for 2 multiplication. Then I have to go for 1 multiplication. It'll go like this and come back. 1, then 2, then 3, then 2, then 1, right? So here 1 into 1 is 1. Then when I do 2 multiplication, that is 4 plus 2. That is, I don't have to tell this multiplication. I'll just tell the result alone. That is 4 into 1 is 4 plus 2 into 1 is 2. So 4 plus 2 is 6. Okay, then when I go for the 3 multiplications, I will take the last extreme to this extreme, then here, then here. It's just shifting. So 4 into 1 is 4. Then 4 into 2 is 8. So 4 plus 8 is 12. Then 1 into 0 is 0. So I don't have to consider this. So it's only 12. Right? So 12, I'm just writing it here. 2 I'll write. 1 is a carry. So since 3 is over, then I have to go for 2 now. So when I multiply these two, 4 into 2 is 8. And this is 0. So leave that. So 8, again 1 carry was a 9. Then I had to go for the last one. 4 into 0, 0. So I'm not writing that. Is it clear? This is what is a cross multiplication. For like 2 digits and 3 digits is very useful. When you go for beyond this, sometimes it may be a little tough. You have to practice this. You can do any number of digits into any number of digits. Only thing is you need to practice. So therefore answer here is how much?
9,261.
9,261.
Yeah. So in whichever way you want to calculate, you can just calculate and find out what is this 21 cube is. But I feel this is easier method. But for the compound interest, there is one more way which I would like to teach you now. Right. I'll go to the next page. Is this clear to everyone, this part?
Yes, ma'am.
This?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
The next one is, I'll just do the same problem. So the principal is given here is 8,000 and the rate of interest is given as 5. So normally we generally, it's only mainly to derive one formula which you will be using it later. I is nothing but R by 100. Because every time I don't have to write R by 100, so I'm going to take it as 5. I equal to R by 100. I'll give you this. This is a method where when the number of terms is more, like n equal to some 5 or 6 if it is given, this method will be much easier than going for the direct formula. So what I do is I divide this into two parts. Sorry, the line is not straight. Okay, leave it. So here, first time when I calculate the principal, I'm going to write the principal here and the interest part here, right? So first, the principal, whatever the principal is given, if you calculate for every year separately, the very first year, what will be the rate? What will be the interest? Interest is nothing but P into R by 100, right? That is nothing but R by 100 is I. So I write it as PI. See, given an example, suppose I say 100 is a principal and then interest rate R is equal to 10. Then what you do, what is the interest you get here? 100 into 10 by 100.
10 by 100.
10 will be the interest. And this is nothing but I'm writing it as I. Clear?
Okay.
So this is a principal. Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
This is the thing. So when you come to the second year, the compound interest, what is the difference in compound interest and simple interest? Anyone? You have two different kinds of interest, right? Simple interest and compound interest. You would have seen in the video, what is the difference? Like what is compound interest? No idea about it? You have two different interests, right? Whatever you know, you please tell me. We do the calculation of simple interest as well as compound interest. So what's the difference? Are they both same? There should be some difference, right? Without knowing that, I cannot do this. Okay, let me give you an example. Same 100 rupees. There are two persons borrowing it, one at simple interest, one at compound interest. Say I will take the 10% interest rate. So the first person A is taking in the simple interest rate, B is taking a compound interest rate. Okay. Forget about this. This is a separate thing. Like, let me put it in a different color. The two persons A and B are going to borrow 100 rupees each. Okay. And the rate of interest is 10% per annum. So when A borrows this 100 rupees in first year, what will be the amount he is going to pay? 10% is the interest. So he will be paying 10% interest, correct? Or I can say you're depositing money. You take it in that way. You're depositing the money. He is depositing at simple interest rate and B is depositing at compound interest rate. So after 1 year, A is going to get 10%, 10% of 100 rupees. He will get 10. Similarly, B is also going to get 10 because his rate is also 10%. There is no difference here. But when it comes to second year, imagine that you're giving it to somebody or you're giving it in the bank or whatever it is. You are not collecting back the money. And you say that you keep it, then I'll take the next year. So next year again, when you ask for it, then he gives the interest of 10 rupees because again he says 100 rupees. The rate of interest is 10%, so I'll give you another 10. So you're collecting only the interest. Whereas when it comes to B, this is compound interest. So what he will say is, instead of 100 rupees as principal, now it is going to be 100 plus 10. In the case of A, what happens? Every time it is only 100 as a principal. But in the B case, what he says is, this is not collected back. The money is there. Okay, here also like B says, last year, the 10 rupees interest was there, plus the principal 100. Now this principal is nothing but 110. It's not 100. So the interest to be calculated for 110. So what is 10% of 110? 11. Right? 11. So this is the difference here. Interest for interest is calculated in compound interest, whereas that is not calculated under simple interest. So when next year again when you go, it will be further added. One more 11 is added here, and then you have to go for 121. Then you have to take interest of that is nothing but how much it is going to be, 12.1. Whereas here is going to be 10 only. So gradually this will keep increasing. The housing loan and the other loans, whatever is taken, it will be always under compound interest so that the interest keep increasing there. So we pay more interest. If it is simple interest, there won't be any change. You will be getting the same interest. Okay. So this is the basic difference between compound interest and simple interest. Are you clear with this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. This I thought because in the class they would have done this, so that's why I didn't explain this part to you. And now I'll just start with this one. So when I go for this, you can say that when the principal is P here, so for the first year, under simple and compound interest is going to, this is compound interest, is going to be P into I. I is nothing but R by 100. And then same thing when you go for simple interest, is going to be PI. Clear? It's going to be same. So second year when it comes, what happens is the principal for the person will be whatever you earned the previous year. That is P plus PI. Is it clear? Whatever you have here becomes a principal for the second year. So this again you have to calculate interest. As you know that for principal the interest is I. I is nothing but R by 100. So again the same thing for the principal. Again you have to get the interest nothing but PI, and then for this what is going to happen? PI into R by 100. That is again one more I. So this is going to be PI square. Is there any doubt in this? First year, and here there won't be any change. Simple interest is going to be same PI. We are now going to take interest for this. Whereas for the compound interest for this also we are calculating. So therefore PI into one more I. Is that clear? I think you are confused.
Yes, ma'am.
If I go with the example, then I think that will be clear for you. Let me go for the next one more. Okay, let me do that later. Now I'll start with our 8,000. See, first year, 8,000 is the principal. What is 10? The interest is 5%. So what is 10% of 8,000?
800, ma'am.
800.
800.
Percentage. So 10% is 800. So 5% will be half of that.
400.
400. Good. So when you know that 10% is 800, for 5% will be just half of that. And the second year, what will happen now? What will be the principal? The same 8,000 is going to be principal every year, but that interest also will become principal, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
And now you have to calculate interest for the entire thing. So for 8,000, you know 10%, 5% is 400. And for 400, what is 10%?
40, ma'am.
40. So what is 5%?
20.
20. Okay, that is 20. And now you're going to calculate for 3 years. So one more year is it. Whatever you have as a principal and the interest will become principal for the next year. You have the principal of this amount, and that for that you are getting interest of this amount. The entire thing becomes principal for the next year, correct?
Yes.
Whatever is collected previous year will become principal for the next year. So this 8,000 is going to be there. This 400 is there. There's another 400. So I'll write it as 2 times of 400 plus this 20 will come. Tell me if anything is confusing here. Everything is confusing.
No, ma'am.
Is it clear? Whatever you have, see here,
Yes, ma'am.
we are getting this as interest. So next year, I'm going to take whatever you have here. Principal and interest becomes your principal. So 8,000 plus 400 becomes a principal. And then you are calculating interest on that. So for 8,000, 5% is 400. For 400, 5% is 20. And now the principal plus the interest, whatever you have, will become principal for the next year. So 8,000 is there, this 400 and one more 400, so 2 times of 400, then this 20. And now you calculate interest for this. For 8,000, what is 5%? 400? For 8,000, 5% is 400.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And here it is 2 times of, for 400, what is 5%?
20, ma'am.
20. So the 2 times of 20. And this for 20, what is 10%?
2
2,
rupees.
ma'am.
And 5% will be
1.
1.
1. That's all. Now you need to add all this. So this is 3 times is 1200. And this is 23 times. This is 1 into this, and 2 into this is 3 times of 20 is 60, and this is 1. So when you add all this, what is the total amount?
1261.
1261.
One-
And
one
what
to
was
six
your
one.
original amount? Principal 8,000. So when you add this, this is going to be your amount. Only interest is nothing but 1261. Is this part clear to you? Because
Yes,
what I'm
ma'am.
going to explain, this is further required for other problems. So now you can understand the principle, and I'm just taking the interest by multiplying that into R by 100. R by 100 is nothing but I. So PI gives you the interest for this amount. And then next year, what I do is I'm considering this principal plus this interest as a total principal, and now calculate interest for that. So every time when I calculate interest, that I has to be multiplied. So P into I gives you this, and PI into I gives you PI square. Is that clear? I hope so. Now it will be clear.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
when it comes to third year, write down the entire thing, whatever you have here. The principal is there, then PI, how many are there? Here one is there, here one is there. That becomes
2 PA.
2 times of PI.
and then this is only one term. So that is nothing but PI square. So you can see the same term you have here, right? Now you find the interest for this. This is going to be PI. The second one is 2 PI square. And the third one is going to be
PI for 4.
PIQ.
Q.
One more I on multiplying, that's it. Okay. Any doubt in this?
No, ma'am.
When
No,
you
ma'am.
add this, I need to do separately for 2 years and 3 years. Just add for 2 years and tell me what is the total amount here. Because I have to derive one formula in this. For 2 years, you leave this one. This alone, you forget it now. So when you calculate for 2 years, this is going to be 2 PI. When you add for
PI
2 years,
plus
PI
plus
square.
PI square.
PI square. This is the compound interest, right? And how about the simple interest? 1 PI plus another PI. There's going to be 2 PI, correct?
2 PI. Yes, ma'am.
So what's the difference between compound interest and simple interest?
The interest keep on increasing.
PA square, ma'am.
That's all.
In
We got
compound
the formula.
In compound interest, the interest keep on
interest is
increasing,
going,
ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
Correct. And then we are calculating for 2 years. That is why you can see that the compound interest has some extra interest here, correct? When you
Yes,
come to
ma'am.
simple interest, is 2 PI. So when you take the difference of these two, somebody said, who was that? Who said that?
Sanjay.
Good, Sanjay. Sanjay, here, that's what, this is clear now. That is 2 PI, and this 2 PI will get cancelled, and it's going to be only PI square. Is it clear to others?
ma'am.
Okay, so this is the formula. That usually you will be asked, we will be seeing that problem, like what is the difference between simple interest and compound interest for 2 years. If it is for 2 years, it is nothing but P into I square. I is nothing but R by 100. So it's going to be P into R by 100 into R by 100. It's not R square by 100. Okay. So that's it. This is for 2 years difference. Now when you go for 3 years difference, now you remove this line. I don't need this line. So you just tell me for 3 years what will be the difference. Let me remove it. I don't know. I'm unable to remove. You just tell me now. For 3 years, what will be the difference? Calculate and tell me. I'll call you after the class. Tell me for 3 years.
3 PI.
You can add here itself. Let me add here. I'll put it in red. This is 3 PI.
3 PI.
And how much is this?
Plus PI
3
square.
3 PI.
PI square plus
PIQ.
PIQ. And what will be the simple interest for 3 years?
1 PI.
3 PA, ma'am.
3 PI, ma'am.
PI, because one more PI will come here. That's it. So this is going to be like 3 PI plus 3 PI square plus PI cube minus 3 PI. So what's the answer? This will get cancelled. So you will have 3 PI square plus PI cube. And you can take out this PI square as common, and inside you will have 3 plus I. So these are the two common questions which will be asked, like difference between the compound interest and simple interest for 2 years, and the other one is difference between them for 3 years. So if it is 3 years, this is a formula. For 2 years, pi squared is a formula. Or you can also say the 2 years difference. Okay, 2 years difference into 3 plus I. In case sometimes they might give you the difference of 2 years or so and so, and then find the difference for 3 years. In that case, you can go for this. Write the difference of 2 years because pi squared plus into 3 plus I. Okay. Might move on to the next one. Is it clear?
Yes,
So what
ma'am.
we have seen is this 8,000, whatever the question has asked here. For 3 years, they have asked. So 3 years, it is easy because 5% interest is not that difficult to calculate. So we have done using the formula. But sometimes it is not possible to use the formula. You have to do it directly. So this is a direct calculation. But most of the time, direct calculation becomes easier. And you have some complicated numbers, because the thing is, you can see that every time we are repeating the same value. We are not going for different thing calculation. So once you calculate, it's almost going to repeat in the same way. So this becomes much easier compared to the other one, provided the number of terms are more, like 5 or 6 if they're asking for it. Okay. And other than that, you have to also have the difference between the compound interest and simple interest for 2 years and 3 years. So for 2 years, we have calculated the difference is always pi squared, and for 3 years, it is pi squared into 3 plus I. Right? So I'll go to the next one. I think it's time up. Maybe we'll go for this in the next class.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, many of you are saying that the GB is getting down. So tomorrow we'll have, I thought of finishing it, but this explanation has taken more time. But next class, I think will be easier. So the 3 more problems are there, which we'll do it in the next class. Maybe you can just see this problem and try to do it. The sum of money doubles itself in 4 years. Okay. Like you are seen in the simple interest, we're going to see that in the compound interest. And the next problem is difference between simple interest and compound interest. This is what we were seeing just now. 2 years difference. Principal is given and the rate of interest is given. Okay. And then the next is difference for 3 years. So these 3 problems we'll see in the next class. Thank you.
Okay, bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.